Space madness. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? China. China's Chang'e 5. So they landed on the moon. If you haven't heard, China is on the moon. And they're bringing back the first moon rock since the 70s. This is great news for science because all the moon rocks that we have are 44 or more years old. Besides being billions of years old, we've only had them for about 40. And the only countries that have ever brought parts of the moon back to Earth are the U.S. and Russia back in the Cold War era. And after the Cold War ended, we both countries stopped caring, which sucked for science. We haven't nothing. We've had landers on the moon. We have also satellites going around the moon. We haven't had a lander launch off the moon and return stuff to Earth since 1976. But the Chang'e is China's Chang'e 5 is China's lander. They landed in an unexplored area of the moon called Procellarum, Oceanus Procellarum, or the Ocean of Storms. Ooh, that's fun. That sounds very exciting. The lander landed in the oceans of storms, where there are these. Let's see. I'm reading a quote here. There are these really volcanically young landforms, says Carrie Donaldson Hanna at the University of Central Florida. What does that mean? That means, well, most of the moon is about 3 billion years old, but science estimate the rocks in this area are less than 2 billion years old because there was some volcanic activity there, if you may recall, if you're really old, about 2 billion years ago. So we don't have any samples from the oceans of storms yet. This is going to be interesting when we get these rocks back to see what they're made of. I mean, we is it cheese? We don't know. Is it water ice with a little bit of bourbon whiskey? We don't know. It's probably going to be not a whole lot of surprises because we have some moon rocks, but this is really cool that they're finally bringing some back, and maybe this will spur the U.S. and some other countries to get back to the moon and get us our moon base going so we can all take a James Bondian moonraker vacation. Okay, what else? Still in space. Here's another story. The Hayubasa 2 is coming back to deliver asteroid rocks to Earth. Now, this is Japanese. Hayubasa 2 is a spacecraft which, let's see, wow, it launched in 2014. This is a 6-year mission, and it's on its way back. So it launched in 2014. It landed on an asteroid, Ryugu. Ryugu is the asteroid. It took a bunch. It went there. It orbited the asteroid. It took a bunch of pictures. It dropped off 3 rovers. Cool. And it collected some samples. It says here it collected samples from the asteroid by firing bullets. So Japan sent a spacecraft to go out and assault an asteroid with bullets. And what that did was basically it was flying around the asteroid. It shot at the surface, making debris and rocks fly up into the in space around the asteroid, and then it sucked it up, collect the particles. This is because they didn't want to have to land and take off again from the asteroid because that's really hard. So they shot and bombed the asteroid like a bunch of cowards. Pretty cool um, that this is going to be the first time chunks from an asteroid that is out there flying around in space are returning back to Earth. This has never happened before. We've had asteroids collide with Earth, and little meteorites and stuff obviously do it all the time, but no one in the history of humanity has gone out and machine gunned down an asteroid and brought its pieces back. So this is pretty cool. We're not I think they kind of know what it's going to be on. A lot of rare metals. Let's see. I don't see in this article. It doesn't say what they expect to find in the pieces. Ooh. So the Hayabasu, it's actually, oh, cool. It's not going to come back and land on Earth. It's going to do a flyby of Earth, drop off a sample capsule. So it's coming back to return the stuff, the dust and rocks it collected. It's going to drop them off at Earth and then just slingshot around Earth and go back out to do it again to another asteroid. The other asteroid, the second one, is called 1998 KY26. Probably means they discovered it in 98. And they expect Hayubasa 2 to reach the second asteroid in 2031. Geez, all right. Stay tuned 11 years from now for part 2. But very cool. We're exploring space. This is the beginning of space mining, folks. Many sci-fi series and movies have been based on space mining, but hey, we haven't really done it yet. This is the beginning. Expect many more asteroids in the future to be machine gunned by Japan and hopefully the United States and other countries as well.